Viewers, welcome to the sports segment of the now streaming morning live program on ACNNTV. I am Boluwatife Adegboye, your anchor, and with me in the studio is still Mr. Rafiki. And also we have Comrade Soko joining us from Delta State. Both of them are both social and sports commentator and analyst. And joining us later on the show virtually from FCT will be Dr. Edesiri Izu, who is a sports analyst. Rafiki, you are welcome once again.
Thank you very much.
Comrade Soko, you are also welcome. All right, thank you very much. Sports provides some of the clearest pictures of resilience. Recently, we saw the disappointment of Victor Boniface, who, despite his incredible form in Europe, faced moments where his efforts did not produce the expected results. For a player with so much promise, such setbacks are not the end, but stepping stones to greater achievement. Similarly, Manchester United recent loss reminds us that even the biggest team face humbling days. Supporters feel the pain, critics rush to speak, but true champions know that defeat is a teacher, not a verdict. The real question is, what do we take from the pain? Do we sulk, or do we study the mistakes and regroup and push forward? Viewers, you are welcome to the sports segment this morning. So, we start with the jersey you are putting on this morning.
I've told you I want you to speak to
glory by United. Comrade Soko, glory by United. How was the atmosphere yesterday? How was the atmosphere yesterday in Delta States?
The atmosphere was very serious. Was one of very serious bantering. I think the Manchester United fans left early yesterday.
It was such an humbling moment for Manchester United fans yesterday.
I remember. Sorry to cut you short, Mr. Bolo. I remember the early days. I can't speak for today. I remember the early days when coaches like Wenger, Alex Ferguson, and even the likes of Mourinho then, when they play this cup, they play it with their reserve team.
Like Team B, Team C.
Yes, they play with
even academy players. They
play with them. They just have maybe one or two senior players to coordinate the team. Do you understand me? And yesterday, we saw a full-fledged Manchester United team against Grimsby Town, a fourth division.
More or less like we are saying, one town in Warri playing against Almighty Man.
A fourth division team in the English division, and you see that the team that Man U presented was a full-fledged team with Sesko
with European pedigree.
Sesko with heading that attack, Cunha on the pitch, and then later on when they were 2-0 down, we saw people like Fernandes coming in, Mbeumo coming in, and of course when they came in, the game changed and Man U were able to draw level. But then we went to another historic penalty shootout.
It's one of the longest.
The whole player on the pitch played, and we started again. Do you understand me? I think there's something wrong. I don't want to go spiritual. I think there's something wrong with Manchester United, and they are not ready to accept that. And until they are ready to accept it, this season they might be relegated. Because if a Grimsby Town can take Manchester United to the cleaners, I will say, because you don't even expect them to lead 2-0 at first in the first place. Do you understand me? So if they can take Manchester United to the cleaners, it means that teams in the EPL will do worse. So is it that the tactics of the coach is not working? Because right now, before, he's not the one that bought the players. Now he brought in Mbeumo, he brought in Cunha, brought in Sesko, and I think there's one other person again that was brought in. And of course, Dogu was brought in by him. Do you understand me? At what point does he agree that maybe his tactics does not work with this Manchester United team, or the players cannot work with this tactics that he's playing? And every time Man U is in trouble, you find that a certain Maguire becomes a top striker. And somehow he delivers. He was the one that scored the equalizer yesterday and forced them into a penalty shootout, of which they still lost. So I think you need to get to a point where they sit down and holistically look at the team and to find out what the actual problem is.
All right, thank you very much. Before we go to Comrade Soko in Delta State, let's quickly take a look at the Sports Punch Extra that came in this morning. And the leading story there says, Lifeline, Premier League giant City ponder Lookman move after Atlanta fallout. Inter director says rival right not to sell Nigeria. We have at the top of that, we have Nwabali awaits medical clearance for decisive fixture. We also have Chelsea and Liverpool in legal battle over Ngumoha. We have United have worst EPL value for scored money. Below that, we also have Barca set 70 million euros Lopez price tag. That's talking about Femi Lopez. There we have Madrid plot Upamecano move. And that story is on page 3 of the Sport Extra. We have Chukwueze close to 25 million euros full arm move. Beside that, we have Boniface can't undo pressure. That's coming from the Bayern Leverkusen. There we also have Wolves eye Arukudari as Milan Seku. We also have below that Orban completes Verona loan switch. And we also have below that an interesting one that says Amuson withdraws from Diamond League fan, and that's talking about our track queen, our track order queen. There we have below that. Beside that, National Sports Commission confirms 6,383 man contingent for youth games. That's something. That's a figure there. That's that story is on page 2 of the Sport Extra, and that's the much we can take on that. And then we move down to Delta State. Comrade Shoko, before we get your take, we have Akuna Matata in that team. We have Umbemo, and the only person who could actually come as their savior in that game yesterday was Harry Maguire, and even at that, their savior still couldn't save them from the drowning that they that they eventually experienced in that game yesterday. Comrade Shoko, your take on Grimsby Town versus Manchester United?
Thank you very, very much, Mr. Bolo. As Mr. Raphael rightly said, and you know me and Mr. Raphael, we agree 90% of the time when it comes to the sports session. As you rightly said, he said that Maguire has come out to be the savior for Manchester United time and time again. Even if you see the game against in the UEFA Cup last season, it was the one that came up with the equalizing goal at almost the same stage. He came up with this particular goal. So I would want to say that he has been consistent, and I think that he was rewarded with, I think, a new contract. But overall, I think Manchester United has a structural problem. The problem they have, it's not just on the pitch. They have a structural problem. They have a philosophy problem, and this is not a lot of ex-players. Even most recently, Rashford has called to actually speak on this. He has said that United has always claimed to be in transition, but they are not able to stick with a particular manager for a period of time. Look at what Liverpool did with Klopp. Look at what Arsenal is doing with Arteta. They are actually laying the blueprint for success. But that's not the case with Manchester United. The way Amorim is going at this particular point in time, I don't even see him lasting till December. And this has not actually helped the cause of Manchester United. Ronaldo has said the same thing when he left under, I think, Ter Ang then. He said the same thing. They have structural issues. They have problems with their facilities. I think Manchester United is actually turning to be the NFF of England, because most of the problems we are complaining in our NFF is what is happening in Manchester United.
Justice for NFF, justice for NFF.
Seeing a situation where you are going 10 steps forward and 20 steps back. That's what we are seeing, because against Arsenal, they actually performed very well. I think they even outplayed Arsenal in that particular game. And you are coming to Grimsby and you are actually being eliminated by a fourth tier team. So I think Manchester United, they actually need to do a self-reflection at this particular point in time. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Comrade Suko. And it was an exciting. For me, it was an exciting time yesterday. Watching the penalty from the first taker to the last taker, and there was this kind of feeling Manchester United fans were having. I don't know. You are putting on Manchester United jersey. I don't know if that's what you are feeling, because
I'm not feeling anything. I didn't feel anything.
Okay, you are not feeling anything.
I didn't feel anything.
Oh.
The penalty shootout reminded me of when Nigeria played against the Netherlands in the Under-20 World Cup in 2005, where every player on the field, including the goalkeepers, took their shots, and we went through another round again. This time around, the two players that they got recently in the team were the ones that sold them out. People like Cunha. Cunha had the opportunity of scoring the goal and ending the game, and he missed. And then, of course, Mbeumo came in the second round of penalty shootouts and then hit the woodwork. I think they need a lot of reflecting to do. Right now, they are only going to be playing in one tournament, which is, two, which is the FA Cup and the EPL. Like Comrade Soko said, they played well against Arsenal. It now goes to show that whenever Man U is playing against maybe Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City,
they get back their form.
They have a way of just finding
getting
that
motivation.
form, getting that. I think it's just for, what's that word called? For is it rivalry? Just so that you don't get bantered, if there's any word like that. Do you understand me? But when they now meet all these lower league teams, you begin to ask yourself, is this the same Manchester United that played against Arsenal? And Arsenal only won by the skin of their teeth. Do you understand me? I think a lot of work needs to be done, and these young coaches are very stubborn. If they believe in a particular thing, they would hold on to it even if it cost them their job.
But then we had the likes of Mourinho also having that posture.
Mourinho has a pattern, and it worked for him. Mind you, everybody complained about Mourinho packing the bus kind of football. He got him what he wanted because he had the players who could play that pattern. One thing is for you to have a particular tactics. Another thing is for you to have the players who understand what you want them to do and they do it. Mourinho did it and it worked for him. Mind you, Di Matteo came, did it also, and it worked for him also. But other people have tried it and it didn't work for them. Do you understand me? And you find out that players are built to some particular kind of football. See, when last season Brentford were playing fast-paced football, where you have people like Wissa and Mbeumo in front, and both of them scored 20 goals each last season. Your two top strikers or your two strikers scoring 20 goals. Do you know what that means? Now, Thomas Frank is in Tottenham Hotspur, and we can see Tottenham Hotspur in their first two games going all out, scoring goals and having fast players running here and there, unlike the Tottenham that we watched last season that were all draggy under Postecoglou. So you need to have the players that can fit into your style of play, and if they don't fit into your style of play, why not look for something that they can work with?
All right, thank you very much, Rafiki. There, and just talking about drifting away a little from football. Let's talk athletics now. We have 6,382 athletes set to compete for honors at the 9th National Youth Games. And this, we are building for the future, tomorrow, and all of those things. So, when we have things like this, what do you make of it? This youth game and all that.
It's a good one in the right direction because you need the old legs. They say when you leave a particular place and there's nobody to replace you, it means you have failed. So when the old ones leave and there's no better athletes to fill in for that position, that means the country is in a very short while will not have even athletes who can fill in for those positions. So now we have these youth games going on. But my my prayer is that those that are going to come for the games would be those who are actually youthful, in the sense that
I'm not machineries.
we don't want a 40 years old man who will tell you he's still youth at heart, and then, of course, how many years does he have more to give to the country in terms of international representation? Do you understand me? So we want to get to a point where we are grooming maybe those in their under 15, under 17, 20, highest maybe 22, 23. Do you understand me? But then again, I pray that the body who is organizing these games, yes, do a National Sports Commission, do it in a way that everybody is carried along, and the what's it called, everything is done appropriately, and so that we can come out with young stars who will go and compete with the rest of the world in international games.
All right, thank you very much. Comrade Shoko, no, these National Youth Games is seen as a breeding ground to raise the next set of athletes, volleyball, soccer, and the likes of them. Do you think, this being the 9th edition, has this yielded any fruits?
I think, to answer your question directly, I think it has, because it has helped to actually develop talent. It has helped to foster unity in sports. I think the National Youth tournament was established in 2013 by Goodluck Jonathan, and the last I think 2 editions have been held in Asaba. 2013 edition, 2023 edition, 2024 edition has been held in Asaba, and it's featuring teens, youth from under the age of 15. So it is a tournament where youth can come together and actually, apart from competing, they can actually make friends from different regions in the country, from different ethnic groups in the country. I think that it is actually a great way in developing, sporting, and nurturing our sports talents as regards Nigeria. So it's a good one. I also want at this point add chip in that the previous 2 editions, immediate 2 editions, have been won by Delta State. And as we have always said in this show, that Delta State I think they are the forerunner when it comes to sports development, when it comes to sports talent in this country. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. And let me just quickly come to Rafiki. Which state do you think we should be watching out for?
There are only 2 states. Let me just add one more.
Okay.
There are only 2 states. Number 1, Delta.
Okay.
Number 2, Edo.
Okay.
And then I'm trying to be what's that called? What was that thing called when you are trying to be loyal to your state?
Patriotism.
Patriotism. Thank you. I'll just add on those states because I know.
But then I think one of the sports that we should be watching out for in Ondo State is swimming, because I understand. We have plenty rivers in Ondo State.
All the rivers that surrounds us, we've not produced one swimmer in any international tournament. I think we just go there to catch cruise. On the light mode, they say the first time a Nigerian went for swimming, and they say on your marks, get set, go. He jumped into the pool and went under and stayed there, thinking that it's for those who can stay longest under the water. Why people when they swim don't come back? So these are places that we should explore. Swimming, canoeing, because we're surrounded by water, and then we have these states: Delta, Edo, Ondo, Bayelsa, Rivers, Calabar, and what have you. Why not? And these people from birth, let me put it that way, from birth, traditional swimmers. Why not just groom them to make them compete with people who don't even have water anywhere near them? All they have is swimming pool that they train with. Do you understand me? But so if you say we should be looking at swimming, maybe in a level, yes, maybe when it comes to international level, don't go near them.
That brings me to this question, and I think I will still stay with you. Then I would direct you to Comrade Soko later on the show. The State Sports Commission, what exactly have they been doing? Because when we talk about developing some of these or nurturing some of these talents, I think few months ago, or one of the event that we had previously, I think either Ogun or Ekiti State, their appearance, their clothes, and all of those things, they weren't really looking, you know, properly organized, and all of those. It took the intervention of the state governor to see what exactly, I think it's Ekiti now, I can remember it's Ekiti, to ask what exactly has happened, what exactly is going on in the state sports commission. Do you think some of these states are really interested in these things?
Yes, they are.
But what exactly have they been doing?
Um, is like I would always make reference to Delta states and Edo states because it appears they take it more serious than every other state. Because every game, even the national sports festival for the maybe the elites, let me put it that way, you find that the Edo and Delta and Edo come first, second, not more than anything less than first and second. And I think the Sports Commission is doing their best to make sure that Nigeria is well represented and have a youthful representation whenever we go for these games. Because not long ago, there was a Niger Delta Sports Games. There was a Niger Delta Sport Games that was held, and the National Sport Commission were also well represented. And of course, Omar Diko has been seen everywhere. Even in football, he was there with the what's it called? The ladies, that's the Falcons, and also when the basketball team also won the Tigress, he was also well represented there. And so I think he's doing his best to make sure that the sports in the country doesn't suffer. It now boils down to the state, how serious do they take their sporting activities. Like I was listening to a sister station on radio today on my way to the set here, where a particular team that is supposed to be in Mina, Niger Tornadoes in Mina, had their games played in Ilorin because they don't have a facility to host a home game, and this is the MPFL we're talking about. Do you get? So we need to get to a point where the state governors takes this thing serious, or better still, we get private investors, private entities who can invest in these sports, so that we don't rely so much on government. I think we need to get to a place where every state owns the what's it called, the sports in their state, be it football, basketball, athletics, whatever it is, so that whenever they go out, they are well represented.
All right, thank you very much. I want to welcome Dr. Edesiri Izu, who is joining us virtually. Doctor, good morning. Doctor, are you there with us?
Good morning, bless all man and woman. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. And how are you feeling today? How are you doing?
I'm fine.
And
Fine,
I hope
good to be with you guys. Good to be Nigerians. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, good morning. And I hope the Manchester United weather is not so hectic on you this morning.
No.
All right, thank you very much. And I don't know, would you like to say something about yesterday's game?
Which of them?
Manchester United Grimsby Town.
Now it was a failed experiment. Now, I think people need to understand that what kept Eric Ten Hag going was he was doing badly in the league, but he was making up for it in the cup. How? By taking the cup serious. You know, that was why he got to the FA Cup final. He got to I think the League Cup final in his 2 years in charge. Now that was the opposite of Klopp. When I say winger, they weren't taking the cup serious. They were just focused on the league and Champions League like they almost always need to be. And so I think the problem yesterday was 2 things. Number one, the coach. He experimented badly. We must learn to make decisions from a professional point of view. Yes, we may not like certain people, but you must understand that to get results, you also need them. Look at the defense he picked yesterday. You are going away to the home of a League 2 team. Those League 2 teams, their homes, the pitches are not very good. You understand my point? So they have that home advantage already. They have the psychological advantage of the crowd being fully with them. So they are going to fight like their life depends on it. What did you then do? You went to pick a defense made up of a 3-man central defense, one Fredrickson and one Hill. I don't know if you thought it was in church, and then a Maguire that is slow in front of an Onana that is not confident. So even if you are going to experiment, you can pick two senior central defenders with one youth. You go to the midfield, you pick like that. You go to the attack, you pick like that. Because you must start from the defense. You must defend yourself first. But what did he do? You want to pick Ferguson, a teenager, and then Heaven, another teenager, with Maguire. It's quite slow. And that was why they went 2 goals down. How did they score? By removing the two teenagers. He removed Ferguson and he removed Heaven later in the game and brought in striker. So I think his selection was poor. And I also think that the team is short on confidence, particularly with the way the coach is treating his players. If you look at Chelsea of those days under Mourinho and others, when they have problems with some players, they may not play them in the league, but they don't show it very much. So when they play these players in the cup competition, these players will be like they want to die. They want to fight because it's their only chance to break into the unity. But the coach has not done that. So you could see the team was sluggish, the team was, there was no pride. Now to the players, they have this air of superiority, like they've done it even before they went into the field. That was why if you watch the penalty shootout like I did, mind you, they are ahead up on the fifth penalty. When Cunha took the ball and went to go and play the penalty, Onana came to hug him like this one is a done deal. So they were counting their chicks before the hatch. So I feel for the coach, but it's also a cost problem. But let's not forget that the referee also got the second goal for them for Grimsby wrong because there was a handball. But all in all, the coach should have done better in his team selection, in his team management, in his tactics, and everything. And that team will not make Europe if this is the best they can offer because eventually they brought in all their big guns and if they are struggling with the League Two team, then they will struggle in the Premier League. I feel for the coach at this time, but he also caused some of the problems he had. You have Hoyland, you want to sell him. Is that why you should not play him even when he's not injured? You understand my point? So who was the best player for me yesterday? It was mine, who also wants to force out of the club. So you are benching Onana for that Turkish keeper. How do you expect him to get confident? See what he did in the second goal yesterday. So even if you want to use somebody, don't kill his confidence. Don't shoot his confidence down. So that when you need him, he can also give you his best. I sympathize with them. Well, they will join us now and become fans so that they will be more paid than us as fans.
All right,
So better
all right,
luck to them.
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Izu. There, just before we let you go, your thoughts on the national youth game? Is it another jamboree where we waste the meager resources that we have in the country, or do you think it still has that platform to be able to raise future athletes for us in just 60 seconds?
Okay, I think on paper it's a good platform to raise people, but in reality it is not. How many of our top athletes came from this youth game structure? Yes, I know we can pick one, two, three, but what is the sustained strength? Most of our top athletes are those that went abroad, came from the NCAA and the rest of them, and all through their personal development. So yes, on paper, it's a good opportunity for us to spot talent, but like I've always said, after spotting talent, what do we do with them? How do we sustain them?
Exactly.
What attention do we give to their feeding? What attention do we give to their training? Do we even buy spikes, training spikes for the athletes? They don't use good, they use spikes. The footballers, what do we do for them? How do we encourage them? You understand? So it's not enough to see his talent. After seeing the talent, what have we done with it? We just finished one last year that Delta won. What happened between then and now? Well, nobody knows. Last National Sports Festival, between then and now, what have we done again? Again, nobody knows. See our basketball team that went to the women basketball team that they gave $100,000. In the entire team, how many were from the home league? I think about one or two, if at all. So this young boy has scored again now for Liverpool. Suddenly, people now remember he has Nigerian blood. This boy that scored for Liverpool against Newcastle on Monday. They just suddenly remember that he's a Nigerian. So we keep hoping, we keep doing youth games, but hoping for other countries to develop our youth for us. They will not remember the Nigerians that their mother was Nigerian or their grandmother was Nigerian. So on paper, these youth games are good, but we need to tell ourselves the truth. We are not maximizing it. After the Jamboree, what happens next to the next one? That's why you have some people who win 3 consecutive youth tournaments. or even TV connective national or Nigerian game, but you won't see them anywhere in international space because now local champions. So what have we done as a country and as a people? I don't think it's enough to write home about. But like on Mesoko, I will always remain optimistic and hope that one day we'll get it right. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. So away from the National Youth Games, and I would want us to just go, very quickly to last weekend result and just give our and share our thoughts about it. And all the way from London in the London Derby, the biggest team in London did it in the biggest way you could have ever done it. And sorry, Rafiki,
I think laughing is free.
I'm the anchor of this show. I'm the anchor of this show. And allow me to do my thing. I don't know why you are laughing. I don't know why you are laughing.
I think I'm happy.
Now, in a London derby that happened and took place between one of the biggest teams in London and the biggest club in the world, between West Ham United and Chelsea Football Club, we saw the biggest team in the world do it the biggest way by trouncing and defeating West Ham United 5-1. And before we talk about any other clubs in London,
I hope they say give honor to who honor is due, and then of course Chelsea deserves it at the moment because of course they are the world champion.
No doubt about that. Yeah.
But you'd want to agree with me that West Ham is not a team to write about at this moment.
No one is writing them off. Just the big team doing it the big way.
I am. Sunderland defeated this same West Ham
United.
3-0.
Okay.
Then Chelsea came and 5-1.
Trounced them. Yeah.
Mind you, this same West Ham team was leading Wolves 2-0 at the Carabao Cup and lost by 3-2. So I think you shouldn't use a West Ham team to blow any trumpets. And like I said,
I don't have any wind instrument with me. I don't know why you are saying I'm blowing trumpet. But then, so very quickly we move down to Spurs. Spurs doing it. It seems Tottenham Hotspur is gradually coming back, but I don't want us to judge them with this result. But then they had a commanding win over Manchester City over the course of the weekend where they defeated.
Now we
Manchester
can be talking about
Manchester
team beating another team.
No, they did it.
That is Spurs beating Manchester City.
No, of course.
Not Manchester United.
Just Manchester City, just Manchester City, just Manchester City. And we have a narrow win for Bournemouth Hotspurs in their home, and we have the first win for Brentford in the EPL this season. And we have, Arsenal, Arsenal just won. Just 5-1.
What's the scoreline?
Just 5-0. So,
okay.
So
Spurs.
So Comrade Soko, I want to have your thoughts.
Spurs and Arsenal remains the only
Comrade
team.
Soko, I want to have your thoughts on this. Arsenal winning just 5-0. Chelsea having a commanding victory of 5-1 over West Ham.
5-1 is commanding. 5-0 is not commanding.
Comrade Soko, your thought on that?
Thank you very much.
I have never seen the highest level of bias.
Okay.
Comrade Soko, your thoughts?
Yeah. Okay, thank you very, very much. I'll try to be objective as much as possible. I think my take on this, the previous week's fixture in the APL, I think it was a battle of the young stars and the teens. The first game against that was the Friday game, Chelsea against West Ham. We saw in the build-up to the game, our star man Palmer got injured and he was replaced by Estavio, and Estavio came, performed very well, and he actually won the man of the match in that particular game. In as much as I would agree with Mr. Raphael that West Ham has not been at their best, but he also needs to understand that in the last 14 games, Chelsea have only lost once, and it was during this period that we became the world champions. In the game against, I think on the Saturday games, Arsenal against Leeds, there was another. I don't think that was that guy. I think it was a team, Dorman. I think he's just 15 years. He came, he featured for a time, and he actually showed. So that was a good one on the plus side. I think my take home from that game was actually Gyökeres, the striker Arsenal got from Sporting Lisbon. He has faced a lot of criticism, even from me, because after all the old transfer saga, he has not performed at his peak. So I think it was really good for his confidence that he was able to get 2 goals. But the disappointment from that game was that Odegaard
Saka.
I think Saka got off injured, and their next game I think is against Liverpool. So at this early stage, I think Arsenal is having little setbacks. So I want to see how they are going to come out from that. In the Monday game, Liverpool against I think Newcastle, that was a spectacular game. It was decided by another 16-year-old Ngoma, and it was a spectacular game.
And we are beginning to hear is Nigerian
in that game. So I would want to say that this weekend fixtures was actually the battle of young stars. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much.
Sorry.
No, you allow me to do my thing. I'm the anchor.
Thank you,
you are my guest. You are my guest.
For bringing in Ngohoma.
Rafiki, you are my guest on this show.
Nigeria is beginning to claim the child now from nowhere.
Now, not just Nigeria. I think Chelsea and Liverpool are beginning to have illegal fireworks over ownership transfer. You know, he left Chelsea just this window, and they are beginning to have legal fireworks over payments and all that.
I don't want to believe that the guy is a flash in the pan. We saw his few touches when he came into the game, and you can tell that this one is a talent. Yeah. Well, it would not be nice, because what is happening right now is that we have the young lad now being put under pressure because the next time he will play, people will expect a lot from him.
That's standard.
Max Daumann, when he came onto the pitch for Arsenal, you could hear the way the crowd went about hailing him, and of course he proved himself on the pitch. And same thing with Estaval. Every time he comes on the pitch now, Chelsea fans will expect him to do something. And, we don't want to put them under this pressure. But, of course, they are playing in a very competitive league where every week in, week out, you must prove
and even the biggest clubs.
Yes, and you're playing for the biggest clubs in the league also. So you must prove yourself that for the clubs to take a risk on you in games like this, and it means a lot. I think we should not overwhelm them with the pressure we're putting on them. But again, Nigeria, we have seen somebody now that we say is our own. We never knew him before. We didn't know him from anywhere before. Now I'm seeing them put a map of Nigeria around him. I don't even know. They'll now start looking for his parents and begging him to come and play for the national team. I think we need to get to a point, and that's what we're talking about, the National Sports Commission, and then the festival. All the games that we've had, all the footballing games that we've had, are they telling us that we've not been able to come up with a talent to represent us as on the 17 level, on the 20 level, and what have you? Nigeria is blessed with a plethora of talents. Anywhere you go to Nyanya, go to Karimu, go to anywhere in Abuja, go to Lagos, Oshodi, Maitu, Ajegunle, what have you, go to Kanu, and you just see that some of these lads even play without boots, and what they give you on the field of play, in sandy fields, some of them even play on tarred roads. Do you understand me? And then when you want to present a team for the country, we are seeing people, some of them cannot even string 2 passes together, some of them cannot even control ball, and they are representing over 200 million Nigerians. So instead of going to go and claim a child that we don't know where he's from or whose parents he is, I think we need to start grooming our own.
All right, thank you very much. Dr. Desiree Izu, your thought on this weekend, on last weekend's result and all that, the biggest clubs in London playing and all.
It was an action-packed weekend. Always, thank God, football is back. Before between the Club World Cup and now we're suffering. Makota to even start joining some good to West Telemundo and the rest of them. So it's good to have football back. However, the results of this weekend were some quite shocking results, both within England and outside England. First of all, while everybody is happy that Liverpool is winning, I want to point out something that people should know. Liverpool do not have a defense, and that will be a problem for them.
Yes.
In this,
because they've been conceding a lot of goals this season. Yeah.
They've been conceding right from their pre-season. Because, like I said, as a physician, we don't just look at events, look at patterns. Now, right from pre-season, they've been conceding goals, and it was it's pre-season. They're not taking sales. They got to the Community Shield, and then against Crystal Palace, again, they drew 2. Their first game against Bournemouth, from 2 goals up again to 2-2, before narrowly got in for them 3-2. Same thing against Newcastle without their best striker, Isak. They charged Newcastle and they
One
had
man
to
down.
in 100 minutes. Now, that is not sustainable. You may keep getting away with it, you may keep getting away with it like Leverkusen did 2 seasons ago, only for them to get to the Europa League final and Atalanta disgraced them. So it's not sustainable, and it shows that. And unfortunately, Liverpool, if they want to even buy Isak, their problem is not goal scoring. Their problem is preventing goal. So if they don't address that at the moment, then they may have issues winning the league. And then again, to point out Man City, it's almost customary for Tottenham to beat Man City. Mourinho came and beat Man City. Conte came, beat Man City. Even this man that can't defend, Anthony Postecoglou, he still beat Man City. So it's a tradition. And this new coach is still the tradition. However, we still need to point out the fact that Guardiola needs to get a stable team. Ederson is one of the best goalkeepers. What is Guardiola smoking that makes him want to disgrace and sell Ederson? Now, you want to sell Ederson. You called back Trafford from his back Burnley career. Now, you have made one mistake. You want to go and buy Donnarumma. This was the same thing you did with Joe Hart. You didn't like Joe Hart. You went to go and get this keeper from Barcelona, Bravo. Within 1 season, you discarded Bravo. You now went to get Ederson. Now, the same Ederson that everybody has accepted and it's not doing badly. But you just want to, people just chop and change. And see now, the team is not as scary as before. So, because I need Man City to be scary so that in case Liverpool does not win the league, Man City can win the league. Because a certain club from North London must not be allowed to win. So we need as many strong people as possible. So otherwise, Liverpool with their shaky defense might win the league. But all said and done, Komitoko and I have talked too much about England. I want to draw your attention to Italy, where AC Milan lost home to newly promoted Cremonese 2-1. And that pattern continued across different leagues in Europe. In Spain, Italy, Atalanta struggled to get a point at home against Pisa, also newly promoted. If you go to Netherlands, the same pattern. So I think the game is changing. The money is circulating around now. So gone are those days where you just wake up and say it is done. Even Real Madrid, they had to struggle before they could beat the newly promoted Real Oviedo. And even their first goal was controversial because they claimed there was a foul in the build-up to the goal. So I think this season, the so-called big teams have to be careful. And I'm saying that now because today is Champions League draw. If you look at the kind of people that Galatasaray have been signing, you know the new business. Galatasaray has signed everybody. I'm already feeling sorry for Mourinho because the way Galatasaray has gone, their plan is to get to at least quarterfinal or semi-final. They even want to buy Ederson on top of this squad that they have assembled. So I think it's a call for the so-called big teams to sit up. You see Napoli struggling to, you see Juventus struggling to beat Parma, and the rest of it. Even Barcelona had to come from behind to beat Levante from 2 goals down to 3-2. So I think the big clubs, particularly for those who are into betting, they should be careful because nothing is straight again. Even 1.2 now, it's not safe, it's not sure. With the way things are going. So let's all, and it's also a lesson to us who may be underdog in part of our life. Don't admit defeat. Give it a try because, like Mandela said, it's always impossible until it is done. So nobody should be complacent. Otherwise, what happened to Samson might happen to you when Samson said I will go out as before, and when he got there, forgot that they shaved his head. So if you are not careful, next weekend another round of shock, just like the man today said, Sunderland shock West Ham, not 1, not 2, 3-0. So no small looking for this game again. That's the summary of what I'm trying to say, and that's the summary of what happened last weekend. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Izu. Still stay with you. But this weekend, we have Liverpool versus Arsenal, which is a super match for EPL this weekend. And we also have Manchester City going head-to-head with Brighton on Saturday. We have Chelsea, Fulham, and all of those things. That is a London derby. So, your predictions for the for the weekend?
Wow. This weekend is market day. But I'm going with Arsenal and Liverpool. I'm staying with Arsenal and Liverpool because my heart tells me Arsenal will score because of the Liverpool league defense.
Okay.
But I want Liverpool to win. Of course, some people say they've not lost a top 6 club for 4 years, whereas there's no cup to show for
But
it.
it's not a
We
lie.
need to humble them. we need to humble them. They will not play because Saka is injured. This one is
Odegaard.
injured. They already have excuses. Their captain Odegaard is injured. Saka is injured. If you win the night, okay, because Saka is injured. Well, at least let's humble them first. Let's humble them.
All
You
right.
guys really want to pray.
When you say let's,
Think of national peace.
when you say let's on Buddha, are you saying you're a Liverpool fan? Are you coming out to say you're a Liverpool fan? Because I'm hearing let's. When City plays Arsenal is let's. When Man U play Arsenal is let's. We need to suspect this man. It's just a
All right, Rafiki, your thoughts for the weekend?
Understand. Don't got anyone born. Even in elections, sometimes you say anybody can win, but this man must not win. So that's how it is. There's anyone born. Anyone except.
All right, thank you, Doctor.
So anyone except Arsenal because Arsenal win.
All right, thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Doctor. Doctor, you know what we'll do? Let's just hope that over the course of this weekend that there will be silence and gross silence on the earth, because should this Arsenal team mistakenly accidentally win, by next week we will finish this show.
I understand.
Now, Rafiki.
Okay.
Your thought on the weekend.
I will answer first. Now I understand why Arsenal has been struggling to win trophy, because we are not fighting against you, we are fighting against spirituality. Because these are not too much. Even if na me self, I for not put it jersey, they play for another club. Because I remember reading the story of how Chelsea came to being. I think if the place belonged to Fulham, and they said they wanted to merge and Chelsea take that place, and Fulham said no. And today we can see that Chelsea is the one winning trophies up and down, and Fulham is still there, holding on to what they refuse to release.
No, we are meeting them this weekend again.
In that same place, they refuse to release.
In that same pitch.
Dr. Desiri was right when they talked about Liverpool shoring up their midfield and their attack, and forgetting the fact that they have a place to cover up. Even Van Dijk, that you think is
has been failing there.
Yes, has been failing. Konate is not stable. The left and right back are still trying to find their feet. Even Kekes is not the Bournemouth player that we saw him to be. Maybe he's still trying to find his feet. And of course, Arsenal has lost Saka and Odegaard due to injuries. But I believe that we still have other players who can fill into the team as it is right now. There's Eze coming in. There's Madueke also there. And don't forget Max Dorman. We didn't lose Trossard. We didn't lose Martinelli. And of course, we have in front Gyökeres. So it's going to be a very fast-paced game, just like that of Newcastle. I feel for Newcastle because you're 2 goals down with 1 player down, and then you got an equalizer. I thought they should have closed the back and end the game like that, and you were still attacking a team that is more complete than you are. This weekend is going to be a cracker, and I don't know if I want to watch the match, because sometimes this match can give you high blood pressure.
All right, thank you very much. Comrade Soko, your thoughts for the weekend fixtures?
I'll start with Chelsea against Fulham. I think that's going to be a cracker. We also saw Iwobi was the man of the match when they played against, against Manchester United. Performed very well. I actually assisted for the winning goal. On that fixture, I see Chelsea actually winning because Chelsea has one of the most in-depth teams right now. On the Arsenal against Liverpool game, I see Liverpool winning that particular game just because of
prophesy. Another enemy. Prophesy.
No, I'm not saying it's out of spite. You know, the last
just prophesy.
I predicted Arsenal winning Manchester United.
Don't mind his emotion, no. Don't mind
family.
Trafiki's emotion. Just prophesy. Go on, speak up, Papa.
I hope your child
So I
will
think
fall.
just based on the injuries to the major players, I don't think that and Liverpool will be playing at home. I don't think that Arsenal will be able to emerge winner in that particular game. So I think Liverpool have the most firepower to actually emerge from that particular game. Thank you.
Comrade Soko, do you think we should probably prepare Eba
You come here
or
and
we should
testify.
prepare Akpu for not going to soup over the weekend, over this game?
I didn't get you.
Should we buy Eba, Akpu, Semo and everything for a draw soup over this weekend?
No, I don't think it's going. Okay, the last 2 games they've played have actually ended in a draw. But I don't see Arsenal actually win that particular game. The pressure will be too much.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. All right, thank you very much. Just before we will go, your final words.
There's a passage in the Bible that says, "I will fight for you and you will hold your peace."
Exodus 14:14.
14:14. So that's what is going to happen right now. I'll allow the Lord fight the battle for me, and I will do what?
Please ensure you watch the match. Ensure you watch the match.
I'll be busy in the Lord's house. So while the game is going on, I'm doing the Lord's work, and the Lord is doing my work behind.
All right, no problem. Just before we let you go, Nigeria, like an athlete in a long distance race, has faced stumbles along the way, from the economic challenges to social and insecurity setbacks. The road has not been smooth, yet our history is not defined by the falls but by the determination to rise again. Just as Boniface, we will surely find our feet again, and as Manchester United fell, and we hope that they will be able to fight back from their defeats, and so too can Nigeria overcome our struggles with resilience, unity, and faith. We can turn our challenges into stepping stones towards greatness. In the end, setbacks are not signals to stop. They are reminders to strengthen our stride. Nigeria's best days are not behind her yet. They are ahead. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That is the much we can take on the show this morning, and I remain your anchor, Boluatfe Adegboye. Bye for now.